welcome to Miss Cindy's Kitchen. Tonight I'm going to show you a breakfast and brunch recipe from the 80s. And it sounds really good. However, I'm not quite sold on the kidney beans to this dish because the primary ingredients are sausage and apples and butter and brown sugar and kidney beans. But you know what? I'll take it with a grain of salt and I will give it a try.
What's it called?
It's called the Apple Sausage Skillet. The title doesn't mention kidney beans, but the 70s and 80s had some unique recipes. So make sure you like and subscribe and share this video to your friends and leave us a comment. We appreciate all feedback. So anyway, the first thing I'm going to do is cut up the apple. It just says cut it into chunks. So I'm going to use this apple cutting tool. You can get these from most major kitchen companies. This is from Pampered Chef. Ooh. I use it a lot, so it's kind of dull. Alright. You just kind of got to push the slices back through. And the apple was a little crooked, so of course the cut's going to be a little crooked. But that's okay. We all can be a little crooked sometimes, as long as you're not crooked like Nixon, right? Alright. So.
Oh, you took the core right off that.
Yep. And I got some new knives at a Black Friday or Cyber Monday sale. The $35 set was like $7. So I figured, you know what? Make my life a little easier. I've got multiples of a lot of different things.
'Tis the year to, or 'tis the season to get some new stuff.
Yep. Gonna cut the apples into chunks. Cut off that little bit of stem, core bit there. I know, this is really exciting watching me cut apples into chunks.
You just cut them into chunks, huh?
Yep.
All right.
Because they don't come off the tree that way. Alright.
And just out of curiosity, what kind of apple is this?
It doesn't have a sticker on it to tell me what kind of apple it is, but it has all the appearances of a Granny Smith.
Okay.
And this recipe says use a Red Delicious, but I'm using what I have on hand. So. And you brown the sausage and apples together. These apple slices are together, so I'm just going to cut them together. Work smarter, not harder. Alright. Of course, in today's day and age, people try to do the reverse. They like to make things a lot more complicated than they need to be. Oh my goodness. Dolly is like, you got sausage there, Mom. Look, I have sausages. She's wagging her tail and sitting down, hoping that that'll be a reason for a bribe. I'm going to cut each of these into 3 pieces just to make the chunks similar in size to the apples. And to talk about shrinkflation, this was designed when Brown and Surf sausages came in a 10-ounce package. They have now worked their way down to 6.4.
How do you get 6.4 sausages?
6.4 ounces.
6.4 ounces. Oh, that makes sense.
I don't know. But anyway. So, we are having a breakfast meal for dinner because when you're busy working, breakfast for dinner is a good thing. It's easier and less complicated than dinner for dinner, I think. Alright.
These are just simple, like, ready-to-cook breakfast sausages.
Yeah, the Brown and Serve. These are just the classic Brown and Serve sausages. Nothing fancy. Just classic breakfast sausage. But they used to come in a 10-ounce package 30-some years ago. Now they are in a 6.4, so we're using 2. Because that's like 12, almost 13. Well, it's actually about 13 ounces. So, anyway. Now we're going to turn the stove on. That's the most important part of cooking something on the stove.
Yep.
Alright. So, let's see here. grab a kitchen tool. I use a lot of kitchen tools, so I have a lot. It calls for 2 tablespoons of butter or margarine. And I have butter softened because I bake a lot. So I'm going to get the butter swirled around the pan. Alright. Now I'm going to put the apple and the sausage in the skillet. Ugh, if I can get a grip on this. These little rubber grips, I actually did a good job holding it to the countertop. I almost couldn't lift it up. Alright, whoops. It's kind of like a toddler when they don't want to go into their car seat. They stiffen up and don't want to be moved.
I get that piece of apple over here.
Yeah. So we're going to saute this until it is crisp tender. So we're going to stir, stir, stir. And while we're stirring, make sure you like the video and subscribe and share this video. And if you have a helpful or constructive comment, just let me know what you're thinking, what's on your mind. So we're going to let this get cooked, and then we'll bring you back when it's time to add the kidney beans. So we let the apples and the sausages cook for almost 10 minutes so they can get a little brown. Now we're adding the remaining ingredients, which is a 1/4 cup of packed, it says firmly packed brown sugar. So it's so firmly packed I can't shake it out.
There you go, alright.
That's how you know you tightly packed your brown sugar. Look at that. It's like a little bullet. And then sausages. Oh my goodness. Alrighty here. Let's get some tongs and rescue the sausage. Back in the pan you go. You can't escape that easy. And then a can of kidney beans. The kidney beans were 15 ounces back then, and they're still 15 ounces, so some things didn't change, but anyway. So we're going to stir this until the beans are hot and the brown sugar is absorbed. You know, it took it a minute for it to melt, but it certainly got incorporated quickly. So, we shall see how apples and sausage and kidney beans all taste together. You know, when we go to antique stores, thrift stores, yard sales, whatnot, I love looking at old cookbooks. Sometimes you find an interesting recipe that turns out to be, well, interesting, and sometimes you find a winner that you'd like to make again and again. And some of my favorite recipes are from cookbooks that came out during the 60s and 70s that my mom used when I was growing up. Well, that she got when she was married in the 60s, and then me in the 70s. So, anyway.
So what's the oldest cookbook you have?
I have a Searchlight cookbook that is from the 50s. The edition I have is from the 50s, but its origination was in the 30s. And it's one of those ones that got some resurgence again online from, I can't remember his name, but he does a lot of oddball recipes from older cookbooks.
Oh yeah, I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. So, anyway, why don't we round up Tyler and he can do a taste test. Unless you want to do a taste test since you're here.
Well, I mean, I'm going to have some, but...
It's hot, though. So, shall we let it cool off for a few minutes and then do a taste test?
Yeah, I think we should do that.
Okay. So, come right back with us and we'll let it cool off just a wee bit so we can do a taste test. It's still steaming hot, but it's cooled off a few minutes, so Tyler's going to give it a try.
Hey, Taylor. Say hi.
Huh. You gotta get all of the elements together, Tyler, not just sausage.
You got all 3 sausages.
I just want the sausage.
You gotta eat the rest of it for an official taste test, okay?
Right. Have some of the apple. All together. All together now. Ow.
Hot, hot, hot.
Hot.
Well, here, let me have some.
Here, let me get you some. Alright. So here, you can try it.
Okay. It is hot. I can see the steam coming right
Yes. It's hot. What do you think?
up. Pretty good. Okay, I got one of each here.
Yeah.
The sausage, the apple, and the bean, and they all
Okay.
taste pretty good together.
All right.
No.
All right. Oh, thank you again for joining us for another culinary adventure. So we'll see you again soon.
Thank you for watching Miss Cindy's Kitchen. To get more recipes like this one, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell for notifications when new videos are uploaded. Share it out to your friends, family, and neighbors, and leave us a comment to let us know how this recipe worked for you. And don't forget to hit that like button. Again, thank you for watching Miss Cindy's Kitchen.